So, when we previously let off, quite some time ago now, sorry about that, um,
hmm
our
You
three
good?
characters had a rather eventful evening at a first day of spring festival on the outskirts of Yugoslavok. And the night had been punctuated with. I mean, do people care to recall what unusual and interesting things happened that evening? Or I can recount them myself.
Uh,
Drunk
there was
debauchery.
there was a body in the large bonfire that was there, and when attention was drawn to it, everyone just kind of acted normally about it and didn't seem to be alarmed by it, which was suspicious. Aleksei went off, entered his shaman mode, and spoke with two entities of some kind. One claiming to be uh, they're both change, but one of them was death and decay, and the other one was new life and something like that. And then he attempted to exorcise Gregor, not knowing what Gregor was.
That's fair enough, yeah. Gregor got involved in a minor
Yeah.
altercation. Insert BFG division from the Doom soundtrack here.
I committed crimes.
I mean, at worst, you committed physical assault.
These hands are legal weapons now.
I mean, they're also sex aids, depending on what mood you're in. But yeah, Gregor and Artemy laid waste to a bunch of rowdy party goers in pretty surprisingly effective fashion, thus securing the old man with a bit of a reputation as a hard man. Whether or not he appreciates that is entirely into the question. And Kramer, specifically, was brought there by Afanas, the new guy who's come from the outside, and then immediately ditched Kramer. Kramer tried to, if I recall correctly, I mean, feel free to recall this yourself if you want.
From what I remember, since it's been 2 weeks, I remember trying to knock some sense into Agent Torin.
That's right.
And by knock some sense, I mean in order to get him to actually see that there's a dead body in the bonfire over there, he had to get him to come to his senses with some magic spells. And by that magic spell, I mean he had to like do some stuff, I think with spit, and then he punched him in the face, and then that caused a giant bar fight, and then I was called out. That's what I remember.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And capping off the night, as you were all kind of recovering from your respective ordeals, you were caught up amidst a spontaneous performance of, I'm going to try and pronounce this correctly, Shishedrik, a traditional folk hymn, song, a cappella, which instilled you with a sense of hope, of combative confidence, of this urge to feel change. We ended pretty much as that performance ended. And so, without wanting to linger too much in this particular situation, once this has happened, once this is all settled, are you heading home? Are you trying to make contact with people you came here with? As everyone is starting to kind of filter out into the darkness, heading back home in kind of staggered groups. You can see kind of family members of the people who got laid out are kind of banding together, tutting, patting people on the head, helping them up, and hobbling them away.
Alexi's going to keep a distance and wait for everyone to leave. He's got something he wants to do.
That's fair enough. Gregor? Kramer?
I feel like I should probably be finding Artemis, see what happened to him and the...
Oh, I mean, Artemy was also fucking cleaning house. He's kind of gone back over to his family, who have all kind of kept a table pretty much to themselves. It's pretty extensive. Is kind of pointing over to you, Gregor, and kind of you can see him kind of in a positive light, kind of miming fists and kind of playing up the situation. But he can tell the kids are already sleeping in the laps of their mothers, and it's time they all kind of headed home.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the more they grow, the more the delicious meal they will be.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he just kind of catches your eye as you're kind of watching, just gives you one kind of wave in the air, and then turns to walk his family back to town. Yeah,
Okay.
the main pyre at this point is burning down. It's mostly a crumbling pile of hazy embers. Still kicking out some warmth and a little light, but it's structured in such a way that they don't really have to worry about dousing it because it will just burn out on this kind of cold, wet scrubland.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of, I guess, question, I guess what you're doing now, Gamer, to see what's up with you now that I've checked. Okay.
I guess from what I remember, since I was taken away by Torin, I'll probably want to try to discuss in depth with him about what the hell's going on. Maybe see if we can't get some authorities. Maybe see if we can't bring the body back to the lab, perhaps for some,
Yeah, Torin, because Torin basically grabbed you, took you. Torin took you and tried to find Athanas, who'd been playing cards with a couple of farmers. Athanas is kind of drunk, but seems sober enough to at least kind of take care of himself. And after a couple of minutes of bluster and kind of patting Torin away from him, insisting he can get home himself, he just kind of rubs his eyes bleary and starts staggering off in the direction of the city, leaving just you and Torin, kind of Torin turning around and contemplating the pyre. He just kind of stuffs his palms under his armpits and just bites his lip. I thought this would be a quiet posting.
Well,
Should we wait for the others to go before we...
I feel like since you're a special agent, maybe we should both at least maybe go back, take a look around, confirm the scene, and wait there for reinforcements, perhaps.
I will need to go. I didn't bring a radio.
Do you want? This is probably a dumb question that you'll probably say no to, but do you want me to stay behind, keep a lookout, perhaps? I'm not going to move. I won't move. But I know you'll beat my ass if I do.
He just kind of looks you in the eye. Could you give me a roll with... Okay, you've still got drunk, don't you?
I believe
you
so.
still have drunk as a consequence. So I'm going to say roll real, but drunk is going to be a problem here. So roll with a -1.
All right. Roll d6 -1. Is it? Hold on. There we go. Wait.
There's a space between the roll and the...
You're right. You're right.
Well, you get a 9. That's fair enough. Yeah. Torin, just realizing he doesn't have much of an option at this point, he just needs to do something. Just lets out kind of a long rolling sigh, kind of waves his hands up in the air for a second and goes, "Well, I guess I'm just going to have to trust you, okay? Look, please, just don't touch anything. I will have someone back as soon as I can. He looks over his shoulder. I'm probably closer to the perimeter checkpoint at this point anyway, so I might as well just head that way. If I'm not back in like 30 minutes, then I don't fucking know. Listen, this is a crime scene and someone has been killed. You must understand that means someone did the killing, yes?
Yes.
Please, if anyone comes, starts trying to disturb the scene, do not interact with them. Just leave, okay?
Are you suggesting that there's a potential that you're caring for my safety?
With that, he does just kind of snap, because I was sent here to look after you, and that means I will look after you. It doesn't mean I have to like you, it just means I have to make sure that by the time I am discharged, you are not fucking dead.
I love you too, pal. I'll wait here and do exactly as you say.
Just litany of Russian swearing as he stomps off into the darkness towards the perimeter checkpoint. And with that, the three of you are pretty much just left around the glowing embers of this pyre.
Okay. Aleksei is going to crouch down next to the fire. He's going to find a place where there is not hot coals or embers or anything, just a place where there's a bit of ash, and he's going to touch it, and he's going to attempt to commune with the spirit of whoever was in that fire.
Okay.
He's specifically going to ask, who are you? Who killed you?
That's fine. Robert, there's a dude just walking over to the fire and poking around at it.
If Agent Torin is out of sight, then I'm probably, since I'm a tad bit drunk, I'm probably going to go over there and maybe check everything out, see who this Aleksei person is, because I don't know him from Adam.
I mean, you do have colleagues. You do have comrades as a bond, so you at least know of each other.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You would, I would say, even if you're not super close, you recognize him as like a clerk who works in one of the bureaucratic houses.
Well, then I'll go over to him and talk to him and see if we can't figure out what's going on.
Oh. Do I recognize him as some kind of authority figure?
You've signed off a couple of things, like when it came to because you work in logistics, traffic, that kind of thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Like transport, bringing this guy into the city. You recall like some high-profile American was being brought in, and they needed to like sequester a car and an apartment, and like all the stuff had to be signed off. And
okay.
As you're one of the more reliable people within the building, they handed all of that stuff through to you.
Okay. Okay, so
you like the reason if you don't mind me inventing this, the reason why you two do know of each other is Aleksei, you sat down and got all of Robert Kramer's like ID, all his like papers signed. Like you were the guy who just walked him through the bureaucracy of getting that set up.
Okay, gotcha. So at the very least, we have had a professional encounter.
That's exactly it.
Great.
Comrade Kramer, how may I be of assistance?
Well, the agent that was currently escorting me is off getting help. That bar fight that happened earlier, that was me trying to snap him out of whatever the hell's going on here. I assume you know what I do, why I'm here, perhaps?
I have a vague understanding. I know you are... He's an agent of some kind or what would be his cover story in the what do you call it, in the city? I guess that's a question for you, Game. What is it? What kind of agency do you represent? Are you a law enforcement or
I don't necessarily know what I represent, and that's the way they're trying to keep it. But what I can tell you is that I'm a self-taught warlock, and that's why I'm here.
Gotcha. All right.
So is there any potential chance that I could help you out here while my colleague does not have me on the leash?
I guess my question to that regard is, do I know he's a warlock? I imagine not. I imagine this is the kind of thing that's secretive.
Yeah, I would say that the stuff that Kramer has requisitioned for like his studies probably went through a much more private and secure channel.
Yep. Okay.
But all the media stuff got handed over to you.
Okay, so I'm just going to assume he's a member of some kind of law enforcement, possibly maybe, KGB type agency.
While this is going on, by the way, can I just be in the background and scavenging food and leftovers, whatever?
I mean, okay. While this is all happening, Gregor, just give me a roll with plus real.
plus real
and
is
give me
+1.
and give me another +1 because you've got outdoorsman. Living off the land sounds perfect here.
Said that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Do you want immediate gratification or something valuable?
Definitely just immediate gratification, yeah. Whatever I can get my hands on.
There's like a whole roast leg of pork that just kind of rolled under a table, and yeah, it's a little dirt. It's a little dirt. You don't give a shit. Floor pork, and yeah, you can just happily tear into that and satiate yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aleksei and Robert Kramer, you just kind of hear this coming from the darkness as Gregor tucks into some free food he found on the floor.
That could be a very different setting.
Oh God!
No,
Can I glance over, just look at him awkwardly, and then look back at you and like pretend like nothing happened?
Yes, ignore the homeless person. That works fine.
Aleksei makes a mental note because he remembers the hungry thing.
Yes, that's entirely fair. So I will say this, because if Aleksei wants to do one thing and it's more arcane, and Robert is not really revealing that he knows supernatural stuff, it's probably not going to be an assisted role, because you're not working in the same domain, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
If that is the case, Aleksei, if you want to give me a roll with Strange and throw your Shaman in there.
Perfect. All right. Hang on, there we are. Exclamation point. Roll 2d6 plus 2. I don't think I have a bonus to that anywhere. Unless... Oh, no. Oh, maybe not. I'll just roll with +2. I think that's it.
I think it would just be +2.
7!
Well, you know what? That's a partial success. That's not a problem at all. So what are you looking into here?
I am specifically looking into who this... who it was in the pyre, and if I can determine who killed them, if it was not, supernaturally motivated. That's the greater concern at this moment. Who he is, so I can help him pass on if need be, and anything else that kind of helps me. I want to know the circumstances of his death is effectively what I'm trying to figure out. Who he is and the circumstances of his death.
That's fair enough. In which case, I'll give you some options.
Okay.
You can have a vivid picture, but there will be consequences, or a vague but safe idea.
Let's do a vague but safe idea.
Okay. You open your mind, open your spirit to this place, and you can feel the heat coming from the dying embers of the pyre kind of spill up your arm almost, as this fire takes on a life of its own. And as it reaches up your arm, up your shoulder, runs over your neck and up your hindbrain, you see a shape, a kind of cold bite to the air. It's hard to focus, almost like you're drunk or drugged in some way. You feel cold dirt under your knees. You feel a kind of sweet but coppery taste in your mouth. As something warm yet somewhat sticky is being poured into it. And then there is a coldness. No pain, but a cold feeling in the left part of your chest. And then there is a lightness and a darkness, and then nothing but the cold wetness of the earth below you.
All right. Okay.
That's what you get.
All right. So,
What?
in this vision, am I alone?
There is a shape in front of you. It's again like it's almost like you're looking at it through frosted glass. Everything is so difficult to focus on. As
Gotcha.
your eyes attach to anything, they just kind of slip away. But there is a slender, dark shape in front of you.
Okay.
And when it is at its closest, that's when the coldness enters your chest.
Do I? This is what I'm looking for. How do I feel? What are the emotions running through me right now?
Fear, but exhilaration.
Okay. Intriguing.
The kind of feeling you have before diving off a high diving board, anticipating the plunge.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I think that's enough of the vision for me. Any other identifiers? I know. No, yeah, I think I'm good. Aleksei will back out of the vision at this point.
That's fair enough. Well, this has been happening. Kramer, what have you been up to?
I'm mainly just trying to. I'm looking across. I'm looking everywhere, and I'm trying to see if there's any clues that were left behind, while simultaneously keeping an eye on Aleksei to see what progress is being made. I do have an idea if there's not too much that's substantial. I do have an idea of getting the answers that we might need, but it's a little drastic.
Just grab the body out of the fire. Who are you?
Well, it's something similar to the sword. It's kind of raising him back from the dead for like a couple of minutes to see if we can get...
Okay, sure. I mean, I will point out to you at this point, this guy is mostly charcoal. Like, he's been in a big pyre for a good 6 hours. It's amazing there's anything left.
Well, if Aleksei is not satisfied with the answers that we can get, and if there are no clues around, I can always resort to drastic measures if need be.
So,
but for now,
to begin with, you are inspecting the scene more traditionally.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a roll with real. I'm afraid drunk is also going to become a problem here as well.
All right, let me...
Man, speaking of Disco Elysium.
And that's minus... I assume that's -1 again?
-1, yeah. Drunk detective. I mean, you're rolling pretty decently.
Wow.
So I can't fault you there. And it would have been a 10 if you weren't drunk. Yeah, you poke around, and admittedly, you're having to kind of keep a little bit of a berth around the old man who is just slobbering all over a roasted pork leg. You're pretty certain you're like hearing him swallow some bones, but it's probably best not to think about it, to be honest. And as you poke around in the dirt, kind of looking for anything out of the ordinary beyond the usual detritus of a party like this, you do see something a little out of place. Amidst all the kind of knocked down grass and the kind of general kind of disarray from where the fight happened, there is what looks like old blood away from where the fight was, clearly separate to that. It might have been from someone just, cutting themselves on, a knife, or just or maybe like a bit of meat wasn't properly cooked and it just... But the more you look at it, the more it does seem like it was smeared across the grass, as if something was dragged over here. It's not concrete, but it seems to suggest that something was dragged from the tree line to the north of the city over to here. It would have had to have crossed maybe 50-60 meters of open scrub, but at night, with no one around, Wouldn't have been too difficult to do unseen.
Okay, I'm gonna have to jot that down as a note. Leftover blood of a dragged body or something. And is Aleksei still in the middle of his vision?
I would say at this point, since nothing went catastrophically wrong, by the time you've seen that, you come back. Aleksei has probably come back from wherever he's gone.
Okay, well then I'll tell him about that, and then I'll also ask him about the strange homeless man eating stuff in the background, because I was told to not talk to anybody if someone gets near the pyre, and clearly 2 people are near the pyre, and I'm suspicious of that person extremely.
He is extremely sus.
Very, very sus.
I hate myself for even saying that.
Like some kind of
It's okay.
Fucker.
I'm gonna stab you.
We have we have these little post-it notes at the clinic for people to leave thank yous on, and so many of them were Among Us memes.
Oh my god, no.
It kind of
But Aleksei, you've come over and told me about blood?
Yeah, there's I was looking over there while you were in the middle of your fantastic vision there, and I saw old blood. Seemed like something was being dragged off from somewhere, perhaps.
Vision. No, I thought I saw a coin in the
Yeah, okay,
ashes.
pal. All right, that's nice. Listen, I'm not gonna bother you about it too much if you don't want. I see shit. I know shit. It's fine. I'm not shitting on you, but
You're saying shit
What
an
do you-
awful lot.
Yeah.
well, I'm an American, so I'm not known for pleasant language. The question is, though, would you want to perhaps investigate this blood trail, see where it leads? Do you want to wait here for reinforcements? Since I sent someone to go get some dudes, I'm probably gonna have to stay behind. But
I am not a hematologist. I don't know why I would be interested in blood. Aleksei
No.
said, trying to hide, to the best of his ability, his extreme interest in this blood.
listen, it's fine. I can sort of tell. It's all in the eyes. You know, you're good. Just, you know, has anyone told you why I was here? No, I don't know if you work in that department.
No, I remember we had the meeting in my office. I had you sign the documents. We discussed the transference of your goods, but admittedly, I know very little about your purpose here.
All right, well, I don't know about the purpose that I'm here for either. All I can tell you is that let's just say I was coerced into coming over here by our mutual friends over some, how do I put it? I do magic stuff. I'm not necessarily the super best at it, but you know, and that doesn't lead that's not, the government does not like that over there. They don't like that, so they, you know, I'm here now. That's the best, you know. Yeah.
Are you actively admitting you know magic?
Maybe not 100%, since he's also kind of like denying it. But
Okay,
we're both in denial.
You know what? Hold
Hold
the fuck up. Right.
Yeah.
Both of you roll strange.
Strange?
Add
Sure
in
thing.
self-taught warlock and add in your spirit medium thing. So roll with +3, both of you.
+3. 2d6 +3.
I wonder what magic.
Are you kidding me, Aleksei?
Shit.
Right. I mean, Aleksei, mark experience. Robert, yeah, you clock this guy straight a fucking way. He entered some kind of spirit trance. you know this kind of stuff. Like, you've read up about shamanistic rituals and the way in which you can kind of project yourself and leave yourself open to extraplanar energies and things like that. You didn't clock it the first time you met him, but seeing this was pretty fucking textbook. Aleksei, fucking Americans talking shit. He probably knows how to do card tricks or something stupid.
Yeah.
I want him for that. But yeah, no, Robert, no. Aleksei is 100% like supernaturally gifted.
All right. Okay. What I was, if the role is successful, I was going to propose maybe we work together on the down low, since the Soviets will probably just take this away from us. But since he doesn't understand, and I'm kind of drunk as it is, I'll probably just say, listen, this isn't going well. Here's my card. Call me if you need any help.
Okay.
And then I'll
sure.
probably just walk over and inspect the scene some more, see if there's anything else. But I'll probably just be looking around, keeping an eye on the homeless man, and waiting for Torin.
Gregor, you're getting up to anything else, or are you just enjoying floor food?
Doing some floor food. I heard some mention about blood. I wonder what that tastes like.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you
refreshments.
I'll say you sniff around, like, yeah, you can smell blood. There's like, obviously there's a lot of it around where the fight happened. You already enjoyed that. But there is also a little smattering from where Kramer was just standing. You going to take a closer look?
Yeah, can I sort of go up and start licking the blood?
You absolutely may. I will say you don't even need to roll for that. Well, do you want to do it stealthily?
Not at all.
All right, cool. Yeah, Kramer, and you know what? Fucking Aleksei as well. Yeah, the homeless old man just kind of wanders over to the blood, gets on all fours, and starts licking it.
Okay.
Gregor.
Oh my!
It tastes like blood, but it also tastes sweet. There's something else in there. It's kind of Moorish, to be honest with you.
I just have like an innate ability to immediately know how old blood is.
Oh, God.
You know what? Aleksei's seen enough from this weird old man. He's curious now. He's going to use his shaman sense to see if he can get a reading on this guy.
I mean, sure. Give me a roll with strange and throw in.
6 plus 2.
Come
on, Aleksei. Where was that earlier?
Yeah. I mean, you just kind of try to focus, and oh fuck me. No, that's the thing. That's the empty void. That's the consuming thing. That it's like fucking 12 feet away from you. Fuck.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! And I tried to exorcise this bastard. Oh fuck. You know what? Aleksei's just gonna start booking it. He's like, "Oh fuck, this is not something I'm prepared to deal with. I couldn't push it out of this dimension. I'm out of here."
Oh Jesus Christ!
So yeah, Robert, you just kind of see Aleksei look over at the homeless old man, pause for a second, then just facial expression blanches and just runs.
Oh.
Leaving you in the dark next to a corpse with an old man licking blood off the floor.
I guess I'm just kind of there like a cat, like licks milk.
I think.
Does he do a little ubu face?
Oh yeah.
I think I'm going to probably just keep my distance and watch, because again, I don't feel like getting the shit kicked out of me by Torin really. So I'll keep an eye on Gregor and see if he does anything, but
apart from blood off the floor, sure.
I'm probably just gonna stare at him and be like, "What the fuck?" Well, and I'll probably look at the clock and hope that Torin comes here really quickly, because this is fucking weird.
I'm a polite kind of guy, you know. I don't want to have this all to myself. Do you want any?
Do you want to put a bib on or something?
Do I want any blood?
Are you actually saying this to him?
Yeah.
Come
You know
on,
what?
brother, the blood is lovely. Dim, dim, dim.
I mean, is there a test tube around here? Maybe I'll keep a sample.
This is a farm. This is a festival. This is a party thrown by a bunch of workers in the middle of a field. There is no lab kit out here.
All right. Well, then, if it's old blood, I
This is not
can't
CSI
exactly.
Pripyat.
I can't exactly scrape the blood off the floor and put it into a fucking drinking cup and save it for later.
I mean, you could quite literally just grab a clump of the bloody grass and just stick it in your pocket or something, or just tell the crazy old man to stop licking up the blood. That's always an option.
I'm afraid if I do that, the homeless man will attempt to eat me or something. But you know what? You're right. I should probably stand up for myself sometime. Sir, please. Don't drink the blood for now. Wait till we're done, if that's okay.
The blood is so tasty.
I understand, but can you go somewhere else for a little bit? I swear to God, when we're done, when me and the superiors are done, you can have all the blood you want. It's not my business. Just.
I would like to whisper to Robert Kramer that you do have compelling voice as a power.
All right. Well then. Please get out now, and I want to use compelling voice and maybe, what should I use?
I mean, definitely strange because you're using a power. Throw in a compelling voice, and I will say, Gregor, if you choose to defend against this, you will be rolling with plus real.
Well, I'm okay to help you out if you want. If you have a cup or container, I can just spit a bit of blood into it. Or if you hold out your hands, I can just spit.
You know what? Maybe I won't try to roll against him. Maybe I'll just do exactly that. I'll get a cup.
Yeah, I offered to share, so
I don't know if I want to go against this. Yeah, let's do that.
So you just scrounge up a cup from somewhere, walk over, and let this homeless old man spit blood he licked off the floor into the cup.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really elaborate...
Worst comes to worst, in my head, this could be the exact killer, and he's just dumb as shit. So, I don't know. In my character's head, I mean, thinking about it. And also, I'm drunk, so that helps.
As you're doing that, and as Gregor is very helpfully spitting blood into a cup, you hear just from the distance, "What the fuck? What the?
Oh no!"
Okay, right. You do not fucking move. You're under arrest for whatever the fuck you were just doing. I told you not to let any. You know what? This is what I get for waiting.
Look, I know. I can explain.
There's six troopers from the outer corner just kind of showing up. Their rifles are slung kind of over one shoulder. They haven't brought any weapons to bear, but a couple have kind of just walked over to Gregor, not touching him, but keeping a wary perimeter.
Listen, I can explain. All right, I just listen.
Doran just puts a hand up and goes, I don't want to fucking hear it. We're going to be having lights and a bunch of other shit over here in the next hour or so. I just want to take you fucking home. Is that enough?
Can I write a report for you at least?
No. Yes, actually, if you could write a report, that would actually be
yes.
confusing.
I'll write a report.
If you could write a report once we take you home, that would be best. And you,
all right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You are under arrest. You are going to be coming back with us.
Yeah, I've got no reason to try and kill everyone yet, so yeah, I'll come along quietly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always yet with him.
Listen, I'll write a report, man. I'll write a report. Just please don't be mad at me.
I am already mad at you. Just why was he licking blood? You know what? If you know why he was licking blood,
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
He's a strange homeless man. He was.
Just the staff car is kind of being driven up by someone else. He just kind of points and goes, "Get in the fucking car."
Fine.
Ugh, I have to be up at 6 and it is 4:30. You know how bad this is going to be.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Painfully aware.
Right, you get in the fucking side, kind of points to Gregor and goes, "You, back seat, behave."
No. Yeah.
Starts masturbating in the back seat.
That'll teach him.
Got him.
And Aleksei left long before the authorities arrived.
Hey, Aleksei did the smart thing and got the fuck out of there. And with that, Torin drives Robert Kramer and Gregor back to Yugoslavok. Gregor, you are quickly deposited at one of the main police stations and sent to a individual holding cell. In this kind of city, not a lot of people get locked up without, immediately then being interrogated, open air quotes, or open air quotes transferred. So it's kind of a nice cell, but from most of the fact that very few people actually stay in it. The bunk's relatively comfortable. There's no one to share it with.
Is there a camera or anything in the cell?
We're talking like early 1950s Soviet Russia. Like interior CCTV was like for high profile, like high security buildings. It wouldn't have been in like a prison cell.
Okay.
Especially not a prison cell in a secret city where they probably wouldn't want to record what they did there. Cough. Stalinism, guys!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gives a double thumbs up that no one can see. The prison guard just kind of looks you up and down and goes, "All right, still at the end. I'll bring you something to clean up with. Is that? I don't want to know. Just go." And just kind of returns to his desk. Robert, you are driven back to your apartment block, and Torin pretty much escorts you all the way upstairs to your apartment. At the door, he just kind of pauses before you kind of shut the door.
Listen, I know you're mad, all right? And I don't blame you. You did give me an order, but I have something here. There's some weird shit, man. I'm gonna write up this report for you, all right? I don't normally like cooperating with authorities, but we got to get on this. Something's fucked.
Kramer.
Yes?
You did not hear this from me.
All right.
People have been disappearing. And I don't mean officially disappearing. We are going to try and address this as quietly as we can. I need you to be discreet.
All right, man. All right. I'll be discreet. Discreet's my middle name. Whatever. I'll write this report to you. No one else sees it but you. Afterwards, you want to tell me fuck off? I will. But I'm telling you, something's messed up.
What I mean is, if Afanas starts poking around about this, say nothing.
I was drunk. I don't know what the fuck.
I will do my best to keep this away from him, but if he starts poking around, or if he's NKVD lackeys or whatever they are here, whatever they want, as long as they get what they want and they leave, that will be best for everyone. Okay?
All right. If he asks about anything, I was drunk the entire time. I punched you in the face, so.
Yeah, he kind of rubs slightly where a bruise is starting to form on his jawline. He's like, yes, that part I definitely remember.
If it means anything, I didn't want to. It was a part of a magic thing,
Yes, I know. He wiggles his fingers at you. Yes, whatever. Just look after yourself, Robert. I will see you in an alarmingly short amount of time, actually.
All right, I'll go in and see if I can get this report done.
Yes, go. Write it in the morning. Just whatever you like. And yeah, he leaves you to it. Aleksei, you're just kind of running back home?
Yes. Once he gets close enough to the city to, take transit or whatever, he'd do that. But
at this time of night, there is no transit.
So I guess once he's like out of sight of the place and is in maybe a more closer to urban area, I guess. He's gonna walk and then slowly make his way back home. I don't know how far out from the city we were. Would there be taxis, things like that?
There would be normally cabs, or kind of like publicly accessible kind of private cars, but they would mostly be for like work purposes, normally during the most of the day.
Okay,
there would be like a late night shuttle service to take people to and from night shift, but there wouldn't be anything like publicly accessible.
Okay.
General idea is unless it's like a night like tonight, people are expected to be walking around the streets.
Okay.
On a different night, someone walking around at 4 a.m. might be suspicious.
Okay. But yeah, Aleksei's just making his way home as quickly as he can.
That's fair enough. And you live in one of the big apartment blocks, don't you?
Presumably, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you live in, I think I said block 2, block 3?
I don't think we ever established.
Fair enough. I will say you live in block 2.
Okay, block 2.
And you find your way up a couple of flights of stairs, up to your apartment, and let yourself in. As you kind of close the door, you hear something scuff between the bottom of the door and the doormat.
Oh.
And looking down, there's a slip of paper that's been pushed underneath.
Oh, shit. He picks up the piece of paper. He goes into his apartment and locks the door behind him, and then he reads it.
That's fair enough. It's a short note written in pencil from someone called Elga, a slightly older woman who you know and kind of knows of you. You did a spot of work for her in the past, kind of exercising a particular building that had some strange spiritual stuff happening, and she's always kind of kept an eye open in case something weird happened again. Mm-hmm. It simply says, I have work for you, block 3, and then just a kind of 11:30 a.m. Time written on it.
Okay. Well, it's 4 a.m. now. The first thing Aleksei is going to do is he's going to sleep after a long day, and with no doubt sore feet. He's going to sleep it off to the best of his ability.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I would say if everyone is taking the opportunity to get some rest, clear conditions.
Oh.
I think I would probably want to stay up a bit and write this report first.
Okay. I would say...
Because I feel like I'm on something.
Okay, in which case, if you want to get this report out while it's fresh, give me one last roll with real. Add a -1 because you are doing this still while drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see if putting the information together reveals anything else to you.
All right. Fuck.
Just the sleep deprivation, getting punched, the booze, the confusion of seeing an old man licking some grass. It's not that you write a bad report, it's that you can't find the right way to shape the words in a way that doesn't make it sound utterly fucking bizarre. And after maybe 45 minutes of trying and like scribbling out and throwing pieces of paper away, you eventually just come to the conclusion, no, it's not coming tonight. You can't put this together yet.
Well, then maybe I'll just go to sleep and try to write it again in the morning.
That's all right. And like I said, mark experience as that was a 5. And yeah, you crash in your bed. Like, I was talking like you at least undress, or do you just kind of fully clothed, just face?
No, I just face plant.
Fair enough. The cocaine out of the Milwaukeean we know and love. And yeah, all 3 of you. I'm assuming Gregor is not causing a massive disturbance in his holding cell.
Yeah, I'm just vibing, you know. It's been a while.
Just
like
vibe. I think we're about 3 decades before vibing really became a thing, at the absolute minimum. But you know what? I appreciate the attempt.
Well, this is like the first time I've had a real bed. So.
Oh man,
that's true.
It's not made of sticks and feathers.
Yeah. This is alright, I can get used to
My
this.
bones aren't crunching as I lay down. Cool. And yeah, for Aleksei and Robert, you both enjoy relatively comfortable sleep. Gregor, unfortunately, is going to have some plot happen at him.
No.
Gregor, you lie there, and that sweet kind of coppery taste is still lingering in your mouth.
Oh no.
It kind of turns over and over. And as your eyes finally flicker closed, you begin to dream. You don't dream in the first person, seeing through your eyes. You dream in the third person, an external view. An old man stands in an open field, the night sky vast and starlit, contemplating the infinite reaches of the void. A small fire burns nearby, a kettle sharply whistling steam. A young man prepares some tea. You get the impression, the shape of the name, Nikolai. He mutters to himself, putting together complex equations as he sketches onto a notepad, dipping a tea bag into a steaming mug as he does so. As the two of them sit there, on collapsed chairs, a cloud covers the moon, casting everything into dark relief. And then the cloud comes lower, lower, seeming less a misty mass and more a dark tangle of thrashing, questing tendrils. From out of the darkness, two figures bolt from the tree line, one in white, one in black. Two women who you have a burst of recognition. Khalil is dressed in white, yet her forearms and her chest are bloody, fresh and wet. And Xenia is dressed in a dusty, mildewy black. They almost move unheeded, despite the sound they make, the calling they try to ring out, but as they get closer it seems that the sound simply cannot penetrate this bubble created below this cloud. And as they reach out, they slow, pushing against this thickening in the air. And as the cloud lowers further and further, your perception begins to not shift, but oscillate, switching between two different perspectives. The cloud and the man, looking up and looking down, looking from a body and looking from something altogether without. And then the cloud descends, questing tendrils violating the old man, entering his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his ears, his arse, his dick, everywhere, just pouring into him, violating him on a base level.
Kinda hot.
Jesus Christ.
I like you, Steve.
Both hands on the keyboard, you dirty motherfucker.
Fucking hell.
And from this, there is this kind of growing, gnawing hunger that just fills and spills through this body. And the last thought that passes through this man's head is fear. Not of death, not of losing himself, but of what will happen to Nikolai. What will happen to his son. And then it's you. You, as you recognize yourself, standing there on that hilltop, in this old, decrepit body, looking up at the stars. And you are consumed with a hunger you don't even notice as the other three in this scene vanish into the night.
This really is plot.
And so morning comes. Yugoslavok has not had a great track record with big celebrations. Often they've been very stoic, very dry affairs where little has really changed other than people spending a bit more time outside rather than just going home and trying to sleep, getting ready for the next workday. This morning, however, there is almost a queasiness to the world. As Gregor awakes inside his cot, the light seems a bit pallid and bilious almost. As Robert Kramer wakes up in his apartment, the kind of squeaking of his alarm clock, the electronic beeping of it, is a little more staccato, a little sharper, a little more aggressive on the ears. And Aleksei, as your alarm kind of rattles off, it rattles for a couple of moments before the hammer just kind of pops and flies free.
Oh!
Kind of shooting across the room as the rest of the clock just kind of unspools and runs down. It's...
Das Vidania.
Das Vidania, motherfucker. And yeah, you know what? We'll start with Kramer.
Alright.
So Kramer, you awake, still dressed, face down, dried spit at the corner of your mouth.
Sounds normal.
I will say, alright, give me a roll with real. No drunk this time. This is just to see if you're hungover.
Okay, let me see. So that'd be +0.
Cool. Well, okay, get rid of drunk. You don't have that condition anymore. Oh, by the way, also, Steve, Gregor, get rid of bifurcated.
I still have touched by ash. Do you want me to take that off?
Get rid of that as well. Yeah, time has passed and you are relatively refreshed.
Perfect.
Mechanically, at the very least. Yeah. You wake and you awake to the smell. Someone's frying bacon.
And this, okay. And this is in the apartment. I guess, fuck it. I'm might as well just see who it is.
Yeah, you just kind of, are you like washing yourself in any way, or are you just kind of getting yourself together and getting up?
I'm getting myself together, although I am starting to like the smell a little bit because, bacon, America, all that. Reminds me of the homeland a bit.
Of heart disease.
Heart disease. You get it.
Yeah, you open your bedroom door, and Avanas is sitting at your kitchen table, tucking into some bacon and eggs and like American-style pancakes. He even has a bottle of maple syrup that he's kind of squeeging all over the top of it.
Oh, shit.
At the hob, one of the people you remember from his entourage, a guy who was previously wearing an NKVD outfit but has now kind of shed the jacket, now hanging like over the back of a chair, and is just in kind of his dress whites. Is kind of working over the pan, kind of turning over some bacon and eggs. And as you kind of look over both of them over to the rest of your apartment, you see the woman, the kind of secretary-looking person who was with him, is running some kind of device over various fixtures around the room, over the phone, over the lamp, up into the corners of the room, over the bookcase. Kind of scrutinizing the device once or twice, then putting it back to where she put it again.
Huh.
Afanas just kind of looks up from his food and with kind of mouth partially full goes, "Hello! Excuse me. It felt rude to leave you last night, so I felt that I would come over and say hello properly and, treat you to breakfast. I have to say, the way you Americans do it, it's a little sweet, but it's very hearty. Good sticks to the ribs kind of food."
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this breakfast. Not gonna lie, you know how to make a good first impression.
Well, it is always good to get off on the right foot. If you do not mind, my secretary Ines, she is checking to see if there are any devices other than the ones we put here already. You can never be too careful. He kind of waggles his eyebrows, and you get the feeling he is referring to bugs.
I mean, I look. Just don't break the Louis Armstrong records. That's all I want.
No, 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 we won't touch your jazz albums. I know you apparently are very much into that kind of thing. And yes, Yuri does an excellent job of keeping us all well fed. Thank you. And as he says that, Yuri just kind of walks around, puts a plate in front of you and slides like 2 streaky rashers of bacon, a couple of fried eggs, and from a separate pan, drops a couple of pancakes on there as well. Doesn't really say anything, gives you kind of more of a stony look, but then just returns to the pan and starts making more.
Okay.
Afanas is kind of still polishing off his food, but as he goes, he just kind of starts kind of gesticulating with a fork before he puts the food in his mouth. So last night, I hear that there were a bunch of local police poking around the area into the small hours of this morning. You don't suppose anything we should be concerned about?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't remember anything of what happened last night. I was fucking plastered. The only thing I remember was that there was a huge fight. I think I may have punched someone, and I also got my ribs kicked in. Not sure. I don't know. That's all I remember. It's a little hazy.
Cool. Do you want to give me a roll with fake? Add glib, since you're lying, deflecting suspicion, or trying to change the subject.
All right. So would glib be +3?
That would be actually, yeah, because I say nerves of steel also probably comes into play here. So I'd say yeah, roll with +3. You're a very gifted liar. Oh yeah, mwah, chef kiss. Yeah, Afanas just doesn't even seem to scrutinize what you say. To much of an extent, he just kind of slices a piece of bacon, stacks it on top of a pancake, puts it into his mouth, nodding, just good, good. No, I heard there was some kind of brawl. I'm assuming someone, got their leg broken, or probably punched a, sergeant's child, or some stupid shit like that. These cities, you must understand, Kramer, they are very, very set in their ways. They are very traditional, and I find that the hierarchy, it is stifling so often. You end up feeling like you are more beholden to the people in front of you than the greater communist ideal, the equality that is supposed to be part of everyday life in the glorious Russian Federation. I mean, USSR. Sorry, Federation will not come for a long time yet. Ignore anything I say about the time machine. But yes, no, this was not just a way of making nice. I did want to have a quick talk to you about what we had expectations for you for later on as we work together in partnership.
All right, talk to me. What are these expectations if they're as delicious as the food that you've gotten into, and you have my cooperation?
Well, have you heard of a man called Mykola Leontovich?
Oh?
We did not think it would necessarily be your field of expertise. He is a composer. Well, I suppose to be more accurate, he was a composer. He composed many folk songs, a cappella songs, very popular in Ukraine. Very, very devout, and was not too long ago made a martyr of the Ukrainian church. We were interested into digging into his history, his affiliations outside the church, and we felt that given your history with occult academics, you may be able to find some useful information about how he came to research certain songs, how he came to associate with people who maybe weren't too popular with the church, if you know what I mean.
Wait, you're telling me this dude created music with occult magic?
No. Well, not that we know, no. I should probably explain this in greater detail. Leontovich was disposed of by a Czechist agent back in 1921.
Okay.
Specifically because he expressed very direct and open anti-Soviet rhetoric. He wanted an independent Ukraine, and he was not careful about who he said this to.
Ah.
Normally, this would result in a swift and discreet disposal, but he was very well liked, and his death became something of a rallying cause. A lot of people still hold his name in high regard, especially the people of this city and of cities around the Ukraine. It is possibly a little beneath your station, but ostensibly we are looking for someone to dig up dirt, if that is how you say, to find ways in which we can discredit his ties with the Orthodox Church.
Plant evidence.
If it comes to that, yes.
Well,
the main reason we have come to you is that our intelligence agencies are not necessarily well versed in the occult, and we want to make sure that if this is done, then this is done with a certain level of expertise.
well, I suppose I could figure this all out. How about this? If you leave me some relevant information that could possibly be used to help me in this job, I'll see if I can't get it done for you.
Well, as I believe your assistant probably noticed, we had already sent ahead a few of the original copies of Mikola's work, and we are still currently trying to source an unabridged copy of his work notes and biography. It has been a little difficult, you must understand. The state does like to be a little heavy-handed with the black pen, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I'm very much aware about the black pen.
We would have requisitioned a copy from the library you have here, but it seems it has been checked out. I do not have the time to deal with such matters. I have a lot else to do here. But if you could have a word with the local library, they may be able to track down the book.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. I'll see if I can't go down to the local library later today.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, he kind of chases the last piece of bacon around his plate, pops into his mouth. I have lots to do. I have hands to shake. I have factories to tour. I have all sorts of things I need to be taking care of. It has been a pleasure. I will catch up with you, shall we say, tomorrow at lunch? My treat?
Sure.
I take you out to... I see we've got a couple of nice restaurants in this city. We might as well give them a try.
All right. Sounds good.
And you can keep me posted. Oh, one last thing. I did realize that you are dreadfully understaffed. I did want to ask, if you do want someone to help you with your paperwork, if you want me to requisition an apparatchik from somewhere, then just say, and I can have anyone taken part of it. I can have anyone brought on board that you're looking for. As of right now, everyone is scrambling to make me happy. I do not have a problem with that, but yeah, I want to make sure that everyone gets what they want.
That sounds good to me. I'll let you know if anything comes up.
Excellent. Right. He kind of looks over, and the secretary, Anessa, just kind of looks, nods happily, puts the box back in her bag. Yuri is kind of tidying things up in the kitchen. Well, I cannot hang around here all day. Give my best regards to Agent Torin. I'm sure he's doing an excellent job, and I will see you then.
All right, that sounds good.
And yeah.
And then, does he close the door behind him?
Oh, it takes a couple of minutes for Yuri just kind of leaves the dishes and pans soaking in the sink, and heads off with Afanas and Anessa.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna run over to the typewriter real quick just to make sure he didn't read my report or take it.
Give me a roll with real. Don't add anything else to this.
Shit.
I mean, take experience. So yeah, you know from old detective novels and shit like that people can like read the typewriter strip if they kind of play around with it and kind of hold it up to the light. And you try to do that, but you just get your hands fucking saturated with ink. And it dawns on you just as you're kind of pulling the last of the ribbon out from the typewriter that if he'd done that, he probably would have been smart enough to put it back again. And you are none the wiser either which way as to whether or not he did or didn't look at it.
Ah, fuck. Alright, well, in that case, since I guess I got all this shit over me, then I'll have to Is the typewriter basically fucked at this point?
The typewriter has had the ribbon torn out of it, so you're probably going to have to like requisition a fresh ribbon and explain why you had to get a new one.
I'll take a shower, I guess, and then afterwards I'll have to do that at some point. Or is there a paper and a pencil around that I can write this report?
You've got basic stuff there.
All right, because I do want to get this report as quickly as possible to Torin and give him some updates.
That's cool. And like I said, you now that you've got enough time, you can put it together. You're not going to get any kind of brilliant flashes of insight, but you can at least put the report together with a clear head.
All right, that sounds good. Do I have to roll for it? Or no?
Yeah, don't worry about rolling for it. This is more of a you could do it competently no matter what, but any insight you would have gotten would have happened that night when everything was perfectly fresh.
Ah, shit.
Elsewhere, Aleksei.
Yes.
Woken by your alarm clock explosively deconstructing itself.
Not again. Stupid cheap alarm clocks. Okay, what's Aleksei gonna do first? Well, I guess he'll make himself breakfast. Get his boil himself a pot of coffee. Get his Soviet rations or whatever. Soviet oatmeal rations.
I was going to say, it wouldn't necessarily be rations. It would just be like you have stuff you combine. There is a choice of what you want. So you could have porridge, you could have cereal, you could have toast.
Yeah, Aleksei's an oatmeal kind of guy. Oatmeal and brown sugar kind of guy.
Oh.
So he'll have his quick little breakfast. He'll sleep in. Normally he's up at like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whenever he needs to be up for work. He's going to sleep in till about like, I'm going to say like 9 or 10. And as intrigued as he is by the, what do you call it? As intrigued as he is by the mystery of the dead person, he's going to put that on hold for now.
Mystery of the druids.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to just once he's ready, he's going to make his way to Elga's. He's going to make sure that he wears his special coat and hat that he wears when he does this kind of work, which is just a wide-brimmed kind of floppy hat to help hide his face, and a coat that's slightly too big for him, so that way it's hard to get a read on what his body type is.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the most disguise he can afford without looking like a guy walking in a disguise. So
yeah, it's a Saturday now, so like everyone's off work. It's not like it's you've got much to do with your day.
Yeah.
And yeah, you head over to block 3. Like all these blocks are pretty similarly designed, just simple, concrete. Each block coloured with a different band. So block 2 is red, block 3 is blue, block 4 is yellow. And yeah, as you kind of head over, are you heading to the location that was in the notes, or are you heading over to where brain is not giving me the name, or where Elga lives?
Oh, if there was a specific location mentioned in the notes, then I'm going to go where the notes tells me to go.
That's fair enough.
There's no point talking to Elga if she is sending me somewhere else. And also, talking to too many people is not smart.
You head just around the back to where the public access point is, and where the kind of sub-basements are located. These are not normally accessible to the public, and as you head over to it, you realise the padlock is locked.
Oh no. Oh. Huh. I was told to be here. Alright.
You then hear from above you, Aleksei!
I turn to see who it is.
Elga is like 3 floors above you, kind of peering over the balcony. Aleksei!
Aleksei makes a motion for her to lower her voice, and then he makes his way up to her.
Well, the minute you look up, she's kind of late 40s, got a headscarf on. She just kind of waves to you, then kind of jingles what looks like a key in her other hand.
Oh!
And then kind of reaches out to kind of drop it down towards you.
Aleksei cups his hands and does his best to catch that.
Do you want to?
What are you
give
gonna have me roll?
I was actually going to say this is more like quick reflexes. I'm going to say roll Fury.
Fury? Perfect. That's just a straight roll. One of the few straight things I have to do. Am I right, fellas?
Ha!
Hey!
Wee dick.
6.
All right. Well, mark experience.
Right.
You get beamed in the eye with a falling cast iron key.
Oh, ow!
There's just a moment of silence then, a punk, as it just smacks you over the eyebrow.
Hang on, I'm gonna look up some Russian swear words.
Suka bliat is probably not a terrible one.
Here we are. Top 10 Russian swear words you need to know. Russian language is the perfect canvas for swear words. The flexibility of the language allows people to make use of the limited vocabulary and transform it into join blah blah blah. Anyways. Pizdets. Anyways.
Is that Russian for these nuts?
It's Russian for damn it.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, you just kind of see Helga like, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't realize I was aiming there. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you, Olga.
She kind of just puts her hands to her mouth, but then just kind of backs away from the backs away. Do you just want to take the moderate condition black eye?
Black eye. All right. Moderate. Black eye.
It's not like fully bruised yet, but it's on its way, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be fun.
No. All right. Woof.
But yeah, you now have the key to the padlock.
Okay. He's going to use that key.
And yeah, you turn the key in the lock, and it clacks open. This is a pretty heavy-duty padlock. The basements normally contain like power conduits, access to like the sewer and sewerage and water supplies, everything like that. So it's normally kept away from the public because security. But yeah, you're able to. Are you gonna kind of lock it behind you as you go back out?
Oh, absolutely.
Fair enough. So I mean, like it's relatively open chain link fence, so you can kind of step in, re-loop the padlock, and kind of click it shut. You'll be able to reach around and unlock it, provided you don't have to do it like under pressure.
Okay, gotcha.
Not saying you'll be.
Well, let's hope that's the... Yeah.
Foreshadowing. And yeah, you step down into this building's basement system. These apartment blocks are heavily reinforced. Their supports and their foundations are sunk deep into the earth in order to properly ballast the building. And down here it is just a dark maze of poorly lit concrete tunnels. As you move further in, you do start to feel something.
Uh-oh.
A nebulous kind of pressure. You would need to open yourself up to really understand it, to give it a shape. But it feels like it is permeating this building. Like when you get close to the conduits, when you get close to the lighting, it feels like it is questing and finding routes through the building via these points.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do what I do best. Aleksei places his hand near a point where he feels the power, and he slips into his spirit sense.
Cool. Yeah, give me a strange and throw in your spirit.
All right. Hey!
Yeah, there we go. You close your eyes and open yourself up. And you feel the concrete under your fingertips. And with a lurch, you feel yourself being dragged. Your feet skitter bare on the concrete. You try to pull, but heavy, well-made, kind of well-rounded hands are gripping under your arms. There's something dark and fibrous pressing over your head, some bag or cloth swaddling you and making it hard to breathe. You feel panic. But as you do, you feel detached. You feel in control of this vision. You are not beholden to the feelings like you were before. You are able to retain some level of detachment. And amidst the fear, you step back and you're able to trace the movement. Left, down a corridor, past a junction, right, through a doorway. Your heels catch painfully on one of the door frames. Then along further, now feeling blood trickling down your ankle. Down more stairs. You almost fall. It almost feels like he's going to throw you, but you're carried, dragged. And then around another corner, through a door, and finally thrown roughly onto the stone floor. And as you open your eyes, you feel you are able to trace this route deeper into the basement.
Well,
I will also say, as you kind of open your eyes, the lights, they gain luminescence. They swell with light for just a moment, then return to their normal brightness. You almost feel like you can hear, not discernible a voice, but something coming from deeper within this basement.
Aleksei, despite the discomfort, he steels himself because this is his duty, and he doesn't know anyone else who can do the things he does. And he descends into the basement to see what he can find.
That's fair enough. And so you're going to follow this route deeper into the basement.
Yes.
As you do that, Gregor.
Hello.
This fucking shitbag.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello.
You awake in your cell to someone rattling their nightstick across the bars. It's the same guy who put you here, but he's now accompanied. He's now accompanied by the man who arrested you, a man who identified himself as Agent Torrin.
Okay.
He is looking at you with a certain, like, baggy-eyed sense of despair. He kind of looks over to the prison guard and just mutters to him, "Was there any trouble? Made ruckus? Anything?" The guard just shrugs him. "No. Fell asleep. Snored like a donkey being chainsawed in half. Usual. It's no problem. You want the room?" And Torrin nods. Bring him over. I wish to question the man. And he heads off further on into the police station, and the prison guard just kind of walks over to the door, goes, "Right, up you come. We have questions."
Okay.
Okay. He kind of puts his hands to the bars, and if you acquiesce, he will just cuff you around the bars, open the door, kind of recuff you, and then bring you back out and take you over through the police station into a specifically separate room, an interrogation room.
I'm open to cooperate with these guys for now, so I just sort of go with it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. It's like, as far as interrogation rooms go, not that you've necessarily been in a lot. This is, it's all right. The seats don't have padding, but they're not bolted to the floor or anything particularly severe. You're not being hung by your thumbnails from a drainage pipe. I mean, that's always an option if you fancy it, but they want to keep it fairly friendly for the moment.
Okay.
And Torrin has just put his coat and his jacket over the back of his chair. He's got a cup of coffee in front of him. There's another not steaming mug in front of you. He just indicates, "Please, take a seat. Hopefully this will not take too long. We would just like to go over the events of last night and make sure that we can account for everything. We do not appear to have any identification or name on file for you. Is it, well, please, sit.
I am Dmitri Kramer.
Dmitri Kramer.
Yeah.
Give me a roll with fake.
No.
Because I'm gonna say right now, you're using an American surname.
Oh shit, yeah.
So give me an extra. So take an extra -1 on this. So
Jesus
roll
Christ.
roll with -2.
Yeah, I need this to work out. Shit.
I mean, mark experience. Now technically that should technically be a 3. As yeah, Torin just deadpan goes, please do not fuck around here. I know you and my associate probably had words and you probably heard his name. Please do not use pseudonyms, it will only make this more difficult. Do you have a name that people call you, that you prefer to go by? It does not have to be anything official, we just need something for the paperwork.
Shit, okay, Gregor.
Gregor. Okay, I can put that down. Gregor, you do understand that vagrancy is not something that we tolerate inside the city. We can provide public housing, we can do a lot to actually help you. You do not have to try and live out in the woods like some kind of, well, crazy old man who lives in the woods.
And, I live a happy life. I don't need anything from your government and socio-political society.
He kind of pauses, taken aback at the loquaciousness of that explanation. Okay, that's sure. We are aware that you were in the proximity of the big bonfire that was happening in the middle of the festivities last night. Is there anything that you saw, anything that you may have seen that was out of the ordinary during that event?
Well... No, it was, it was a normal day for me.
So the very large altercation where you were seen violently attacking several members of the party, that was a collective hallucination.
There are a bunch of old men who showed up at the party. It didn't, it wasn't me or anything.
Gregor, to be particularly blunt, there are only 2 men who I could even remotely consider capable of inflicting that much violence in such a short time, and you were with the other one. We have people who have specifically named you as one of the people involved in that fight. We are not looking to press charges, we are simply trying to get an understanding of what happened. And whether or not any of those people might have...
Might have what?
Whether any of those people might have found their way into the bonfire.
Oh, no, I was too busy fighting. I'll admit to that, but I saw nothing about the bonfire.
He just kind of rubs a hand over his face, sips his coffee. You know, Gregor, this could be a significantly less civilized conversation. I am trying to be nice. My associate, Mr. Kramer, as you clearly understood his name, discovered a body concealed within the fire. Now, you were seen licking something off the floor as my men arrived. What were you licking off the floor?
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about a body in a bonfire. That's quite strange that you mentioned that.
Answer the question. while you're licking off the floor.
I was licking anything off the floor. And anything and everything. I was just thirsty.
Alright, give me another roll with fake. Only -1 this time, as it's not an absolutely barefaced lie.
Holy
Boom,
shit.
there you go.
All right.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can trust this guy.
Torin just pinches the bridge of his nose, sighs. Okay, you were just licking the floor because you like the taste of the floor. Fine, that is perfectly fine. You spat into Mr. Kramer's mug, yes? We found, amongst other fluids and beverages, blood. Were you injured? Is that why there was blood in the cup?
Well, I was just being polite and sharing some of the unknown liquid with Kramer. If that's even his name.
The worst possible response.
So you were licking up something specific, say an unknown liquid.
Yeah, I was just looking up, whatever.
Can you tell me what this liquid was? Did it have a taste? Did it have a smell?
It was tasted like berries, some kind of berry juice.
Berry juice.
Yep.
And you just decided to lick that off the ground.
Yeah, I was thirsty.
Boy.
Yeah, he just notes that down. Thirsty. Okay. So you attend this party, you come there with your friend, there is a fight, you get involved in the fight. At some point the party begins to wind down, and at that point you spot an unidentified substance on the ground and begin licking it.
Yeah, that all makes sense to me. How I remember it.
You say you live out in the forest, yes?
Yeah, that's correct.
You have some kind of shack that you live in. There's no specific address here, I see. Obviously, there's not necessarily going to be a postcard. But this Artemi, he is a reasonably close associate of yours. He seems to know you. Apparently he invited you.
I can't say I've heard that name before.
Give me a roll with fake. Well, that is interesting. We have several eyewitnesses stating that he did invite you to the party, that you had the, he kind of taps us up, the red sash or red cloth that was apparently the kind of de facto invitation to that event. It's not a big deal. I assume you just saw the good time happening and you thought you should enjoy yourself, enjoy the free food, the free beer.
Yeah, something like.
Okay, so you invite yourself to this party, where some people know you, some people don't. It is not a big deal. You get into an altercation, there is a fight, you win, you hold your own, that is respectable. When the party started to die down, there were other people. There was Kramer, the man I know, and there was another person. Did you get a good look at that person? A name? Anything like that?
Nah, I only remember Kramer being there.
Give me a roll with fake. I know it's a police interrogation. You don't have to lie this consistently.
I don't even remember.
I'm just covering all my faces.
Lie about everything. You were there. No, I wasn't. Your name's Gregor. No, it isn't.
Gotta keep them guessing.
I'm running out of patience. No, you're not.
Damn, this guy's good.
Keep them on their toes. Ah, shit.
Yeah, Torren just kind of just drops the pencil, leans forward. If you're going to continue to lie to me, we are going to do this the difficult way, and you do not want this to happen. Trust me.
Okay,
All I
fine.
want is basic information so I can identify other people of interest.
There was one over there, but I didn't get too good of a look at him before he ran.
A rough description. Male, female, what were they wearing, hair color, anything like that.
It was a male.
Are you actually gonna try and give a relatively rough description?
What's your character again?
Hang on, I can upload a picture because I have one.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
Where is it? Yes, there we are. This was the concept art I sent Sab when I came up with my character.
Ooh, okay.
It's very cool.
I'm just gonna look at this while squinting so I can get a vague image. He was dressed in all black. Had a tie on, but that's all I remember.
Well, no, I mean, not too many people were wearing a formal attire, so that does actually narrow it down. That is something. And a male, definitely male.
Yeah.
Okay, that is at least something. We can work off that at the very least. I can discuss this. Right. One final thing and then I will let you go. Well, I will let you go nominally. We have further things to discuss. Near the end of the night, everyone began singing. Do you know why?
Well, the existence of the singing is based upon an assumption that there was singing going on, to which I can neither confirm nor deny that information. But if there was singing there...
He just slams both palms on the table and grabs you by the fucking side of the head. One more time. One more fucking time, and I am going to bounce you all over this fucking room.
There was singing there. I don't remember why it started.
Are you pathologically evasive, or are you doing this just to annoy me?
Bit of column A, column B.
I am trying to be reasonable here.
Did we, like, out of character for a second, did we find out a reason for the singing last time? I genuinely don't remember.
You didn't figure a reason. It just kind of spontaneously happened. Everyone all at once, apart from you lot, did it.
Okay. I'm just, I have no idea why.
It was like everyone just stopped and started singing. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why Kramer didn't. Something is happening, and if you are close to this, maybe you can help me.
I'm just, feel like I'd need to know a little bit more about you first. Let's reverse this interrogation.
Oh my
god!
All right, you know what? Give me a fucking roll with real. Let's have a look. And I was actually going to say, I've just been missing that, just another face as well. I should have been using this as well. So.
Is this one?
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately, I'm now going to make just another face kick in, because a 7 to 9 counts as a miss if it's with real.
Shit.
Means you're very good at lying, but real shit at telling the truth or making meaningful connections with people.
Man,
Yeah,
too real.
Yeah, Torren just kind of grunts. You know what? I was going to let you go. You're going to spend another fucking night in the cell. I'm going to go over my evidence, and then I'm going to come back to you. Because quite clearly, you are being significantly more evasive than anyone has any fucking reason to. Guard?
Yeah.
He just kind of calls, and the prison guard comes back in. Take him back to his cell. Give him another 24 hours to cool his heels. I'll be back. And yeah, the guard just nods, moves to kind of lead you back towards your cell and shut you in.
Perfect. Now, the prison break begins.
First, I need to tattoo the layout of this place on my body. And then rob a bank. Wait. I'm already in prison. Shit!
I grab the guard's neck and try and snap it, but instead I just make him turn to the right really quickly.
What?
Hey, where'd he go?
Returning back to Kramer.
Right.
So yeah, you've kind of, I'm assuming, tried to clean up your hands the best you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to clean up everything as best I can. We'll probably pitch the typewriter there.
That's fair enough. And yeah, you're pretty much left to just head over to the lab yourself.
I want to
Torren
see.
hasn't really arrived to take you like he normally does.
All right, then sure, I'll do that. Sounds good. I'll have to keep a note to go to the library later for that one job.
Cool. So you're just going to walk over.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And yeah, you walk through town, and I mean, people are doing their best to just kind of relax. Not many people are actually like going out, doing anything particularly strenuous. A couple of kids are kicking footballs around in the park. People are kind of sitting around in cafes, drinking coffee, eating kind of light lunches. A lot of them looking like they're nursing pretty horrendous hangovers. You see a couple of people kind of notice you, give you kind of a slightly somber nod. And yeah, you make your way towards the museum, where your lab is set up in the back. And as you arrive, Svetlana, your assistant, is standing outside, kind of her arms folded, kind of smoking impatiently, scanning the road. And it's only when she kind of sees you walking that she kind of flicks the cigarette into the gutter and waves and starts walking towards you. Ah, Doctor, I was wondering when you were going to arrive. I thought Agent Torren would be bringing you.
I guess there was a change of plans in all that. Question outside of character.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still have that cup of blood?
If you brought it home with you, then probably, yes.
Then yeah. I want to see if I can use that for a sort of experiment.
Okay.
Per se.
So you're just kind of bringing this cup with you.
Yes.
Yeah, she kind of goes, "Oh, what do you have?" She kind of peeks at the top of the cup.
Do not drink it. Don't drink it. Look, I need you to.
I wasn't even thinking of that. So I think I'm going to gag from thinking about it. Ugh.
All right, well then don't think about it. I need you to do me a favor, and this needs to be off the books. Can you bring this into the lab? I want to do some stuff to it later. I want to. You don't need.
You do understand that we don't have to bother keeping track of any of our equipment. None of it technically exists.
Well, either way, I don't want to go back to Torren. I want to investigate this a little bit. Something happened last night. There's a bunch of fucking blood in the cup, and I want to see whose it is.
You'll know if you find blood in your urine, that is normally an early sign of kidney failure.
It's not my piss.
Okay, as long as it's not your piss. Okay, right. Come on, come in. The sheet music and everything, all the notes, they've already arrived. I have indexed them and catalogued them. Feel free to look through them at your leisure. All right. I will go and get the microscope and
The microscope would be good, but that might not necessarily be necessary.
Okay, well, whatever you want to do, I will fetch whatever document you need. And yeah, she just kind of lets you into the lab.
What I'm looking to do, per se, is when Aleksei was having his vision, did he see whose body it was?
He did not. He had a vague impression of who it might be, but he did not actually get a name or a face or anything like that.
I want to roll for strange and use some magic stuff to figure out whose blood it is via my own vision.
So you want to use more alchemy than science?
Yeah, I'll go with that. I like that.
Yeah, in which case, roll with strange, throw in self-taught warlock.
Okay, so that would be 2. So would that be 3?
That would be 3, yeah. Whew, yeah, there we go. So what are you trying to ascertain?
I'm trying to ascertain who is the person in the bonfire, and maybe, if I'm lucky, why was he dragged to the bonfire in the first place?
So, finding out someone's identity from blood is a bit tricky. It's kind of scrying, and it's not always great at giving you the best results. However, there are ways in which you've heard of people hearing echoes in the blood, of kind of seeing someone's last memories through their vital essences. And as you kind of examine it and put it through some processes, you notice that there are 2 things going on here. First and foremost, there is something else intermingled with this. It takes you a moment before you do step aside and just look at it under a magnifying glass, and sure enough, there's honey and little flecks of wax, almost like honeycomb has been like ground up, mixed in with this blood.
That does not look normal.
And then you move the whole arrangement into a different part of your workbench where you have a retort and certain herbs and other things you can burn to kind of render this thing down into vapors that you can then ingest to gain the insight you're looking for. It's not a particularly pleasant experience, kind of inhaling this bitter mixture of acrid herbs, burnt blood. But you close your eyes and breathe deeply, and this reddish mist fills your lungs, spills out into your head. You remember the gun, the feel of the rifle in your hands. Cool, patterned wood, etched and contoured to your fingers. It's comforting. It is yours. And it was your father's and your grandfather's. It is the firearm that has fed your family for generations. And you have been a good hunter. This forest has nourished you. This land has fed you and protected you. And now it is time for you to feed and protect this land in turn. You sit cleaning your gun in a cabin. You hear birdsong and the faint dappling of the last snow of winter touching up against the window pane. Inside this cabin it is warm, and a pot-bellied stove kicks out enough warmth so that even this close to the wall you don't feel cold in the slightest. Across from you, a woman is explaining this to you. She is somewhat drab and thin-faced, but she is earnest and clear to you. She explains that if these people are to rise up, if these people are to break the oppression that is strangling this country, they need spirit. They need strength. And while it would take months, maybe longer, to train these people, it would be but a night's work to to instill them with every ounce of confidence and skill that he has within him. And that if he is willing to make a sacrifice, if he's willing to give himself to the land, give himself to the people, then he can give these people their freedom. And looking over at your family, at your 2 young sons, your daughter and your beautiful wife, you reverently pick up the rifle and hand it to your eldest son, kiss him on the cheek, then the rest of your children, and finally one warm, lingering kiss on the lips of your wife, and step out into the cold, preparing yourself to return to the land. You awake with a jolt as you feel your assistant tap you on the shoulder. Svetlana just kind of bouncing slightly on the balls of her feet. Dr. Kramer, are you okay?
Quick, give me a fucking pencil and a paper now.
She already has them in her hands and just thrusts them into your own.
Good, I need to fucking write this shit down now.
Yeah, you can transcribe it pretty well. You don't have to worry about losing any information here.
All right, and that's pretty good. I'm going to put that in with the other report that I wrote for Agent Torin, and I'm going to put that away quick, and I'm going to thank Svetlana very much for being helpful.
Oh, I'm very glad that I was able to help you, Doctor. What a thrill. And yeah, she is more than just kind of content that you've been able to like praise her for doing a good job. If there's nothing else, perhaps we should look into these documents that were left for us.
I would be down to 100%. Do you know where Torin is?
I believe Torin. Well, I believed he was going to be escorting you here. I imagine if he is not here, then he is probably at his office at the local police station.
Ah, damn it. All right. Is there any way you can... I'll look over the documents. Is there any way you can try to go find him real quick? This is urgent.
I can run off if you really need me to. She kind of pauses. We do have a phone. I could just call.
Oh. Well, yeah, then call, do something. I'll look over these documents, please.
Okay. I will go and do that. And yeah, she runs off to grab the phone and call over. And since we're almost rating 2 hours, I'm just going to run back over to Aleksei.
Hello.
Aleksei, you go deeper into the sub-basement. It's second nature for you to follow the turns you recall. And as you move further in, you can hear the dragging of skin on concrete. Almost as if the echoes down here keep running longer than they would normally, as if you're still hearing that same sound. The scraping of meat, bloody, over concrete, over rough metal, scratching and tearing at it. And as you get closer, you feel this thickness to the air, this depth of the darkness, as the lights seem to just not fill every shadow. As if somehow further down you go, the darker it gets, not from lack of light, but simply the oppressive nature of the darkness itself. Until you reach the terminus. This was a sewer maintenance room, where the main tanks would drain into the main sewerage system. It doesn't smell great down here.
I can imagine.
But beyond the smell of the sewage, you smell the familiar scent of blood and a faint whiff of decay.
Oh. It's bright enough that I can see, right?
It's bright enough so you can see. There's just pools of light.
Okay. Aleksei's going to... he's going to look around. He's going to try to find the source of the smell of blood.
That's fair enough. I would say since we're not in a pressured moment, you can poke around and not have a hard time finding this.
Okay.
You look around, getting down onto your knee, and in a corner, tucked slightly beneath a pipe, you are able to zero in on the center of the smell. It's a piece of scalp.
Oh.
Dark red hair, stained and matted with blood. Small fragments of bone and what you can only hazard a guess as brain, smeared across the interior of the flesh.
Jesus Christ.
And
all right.
Not too far from it, you see a pockmark, still fresh in the concrete.
Oh.
And the winking of a lead slug, still stuck there.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Aleksei's not gonna do this supernatural stuff here. He thinks he's got a pretty good idea of what happened down here. He's gonna leave. He's gonna head back up the stairs. He is going to come back here, but he's not going to do it alone.
That's entirely fair. Yeah, you move up back the way you came, and yeah, the pressure starts to lessen as you move away. You still hear like faint scraping sounds coming from the darkness, but the further away you move, the less obvious it sounds. Outside, once you make your way to the surface, you do actually see Elga is waiting for you on the other side of the fence, kind of anxiously pacing back and forth when she sees you. Oh, did you hear her? Did you see her?
Harder?
Well, you just went in there. I'm assuming you already knew.
I feel it would not be safe for me to do my thing there, you know. There is something unwholesome about the place. I will return with help.
Well, if you could do it before about 20 to 10, that would be useful. I should probably explain everything. I did not have a lot of time to note it all down.
Let us go somewhere private.
Come up
the
to my
walls have ears.
Come up to my apartment. I already have some tea on the go.
All right.
And yeah, she kind of escorts you up there. Her house is, you know, relatively nice, bit chintzy looking. She's got lots of photos and mementos of various other things. Mm-hmm. She has some mementos from when she used to serve. She was actually a marksman during World War II. It's one of the reasons why Elga has like a very strong sense for just not panicking at the worst things, but is still a kind soul at the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So about 3 nights ago, there was a very large electrical surge. It destroyed a few lighting fixtures, a few people's radios broke. We thought it was just an issue with the power grid. So we asked the supervisor. He came down. He had a look. There was nothing wrong with the circuit box, so we assumed it was nothing major. The following day, at exactly the same time, the sinks began to back up. Flooding all from the bathrooms, the kitchen sinks, water just everywhere. And again, we dealt with it. The superintendent came down, he looked, nothing wrong with the system. Last night, the air conditioning started blasting out cold air. Ice cold air. There was ice forming on the interior sides of the air conditioning ducts. I looked myself. I went down there. There was nothing wrong. But then I remembered all the things you knew about and the telltale signs, and she kind of reaches over the table and picks up I've forgotten the name of it all of a sudden. A crystal on a length of string.
Oh, a dowsing crystal.
Dowsing crystal. And she kind of straightens it out, holds it up, goes, now this is pretty much baseline. When I brought it down into the basement, she kind of lifts it and starts it swinging. It went fucking crazy. And it seems that at every night, at about 9:41 p.m., something happens down there that affects the entire building. Something strong enough to reach its way all the way to the top. That has to be something powerful.
Indeed. Something very powerful. Which is why I am afraid to face it on my own, Olga. I am not experienced with these things. I couldn't tell you the name of demons or spirits. I only know what I feel. Whatever that thing is down there, it is dark. I have another question, Olga.
Anything.
Have there been... He looks around. He goes to the window. If it's the curtains aren't already drawn, he draws the curtains.
It's kind of like curtains, but yeah.
Yeah. He does a quick listen at the door, and he returns to Olga. Were there any government men there? Have they entered the building anytime recently?
She kind of pauses, looks up for a second, kind of scanning her memory. Not as far as I remember. No, there was the girl from the level above me. She works at Site B. One of the main plants. What was her name? Anna, I think her name was. Nice girl. She had recently transferred over here. She got visits pretty regularly from people from the site. They would often come over to her place. I think they played cards, listened to music, that kind of thing. I haven't heard anything from her last couple of days.
Can you describe her to me?
Big girl, broad shoulders, dark hair, kind of nice green eyes. I mean, nice girl, hardworking, very smart. Like electrical engineer. She helped fix my radio and my toaster when they broke. She's lives on her own, as far as I'm aware. Gregor, stop shit posting in the chat, goddamn you.
All right. My last question, Olga. Do you have a phone?
Yes, I have a phone. Who do you want to call?
I have someone I met who may be able to help us. And at that, he's going to call Kramer.
1-800 Kramer.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I mean, you probably, unless Kramer gave you the number for the office, you've probably got, his home phone?
I was given, I don't know what number he gave me. I just remember he said he either gave me his card or his number.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, you gave him his card, so you probably have access to his, lab number then.
Okay.
Okay, so, you dial the phone, and it's picked up really quickly, and you hear a woman's voice on the other end. Hello? I'm sorry, I need to make a call. Is this important?
It is, yes. Is Agent Kramer there? Or Comrade Kramer there?
Agent Kramer? Sorry, who is this?
We met last night at the bonfire. My name is Volkov.
Volkov, yes, one moment, please. You hear there's a muffling as her palm goes over the receiver of the phone. And yeah, Kramer, you hear from across the office. Dr. Kramer, there's a Volkov on the phone?
Give me the phone, now.
Okay, I will go and walk there then. And yeah, she just kind of hands the phone over and walks out of the office looking confused and slightly irritated.
Talk to me. What's going on? What do you have?
You told me to keep an eye out for strange things. I have something very strange.
All right, I'll pull out the pencil and paper and break out some notes and start writing stuff down. Go on.
It is better if you come to see it yourself.
If I come to see it myself. Ah, fuck. I'm a little tied up with all this musical shit. Fuck.
Can you be here later tonight? Let's say 8:30?
Yes.
9?
Yeah, I can do 8:30.
8:30 is good. All right. Thank you for your time.
Yep. And I'll just hang up the phone.
Yeah, we'll hang up at about the same time.
Cool. And you know what? I'll call it there, if that's okay with everyone.
All right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yay!
That feels like the appropriate cliffhanger ending for an episode of a TV show.
Hell yeah.
True that.
Groovy. Hopefully that was good for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'm still juggling 3 different files rather than getting you all together, and I'm trying to do my best to kind of shove you all into one room. But
You're doing good.
I appreciate you guys kind of. I mean, Steve, I love you, sweetheart. Baby doll. Absolute fucking chaos engine that you are.
Steve?
I have one more shit post.
Oh, here we
One more
go.
shit post. Alright, let it out.
One last shit post.
It won't let you.
I just wanted to let you guys know what I was up to in universe at the moment.
Oh no.
I'm scared. Are you trying to say you were hiding in air vents? Are you trying to tell me that you were
over
running
9,000 hours in Photoshop?
You were crawling through air vents? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah.
Oh my.
What a badass.
That means we gotta write down notes.
I was about to say, bold of you to assume those ducts are big enough for you to slip through, then I realised you're made of tentacles, so you probably actually can fit.
I picture it like carrion.
Oh god, no. I don't want to make gigantic vor blob eating people.
It's me an idea.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm scared.
Right. Any feedback, any comments, anything you want to add to this? Or are we good for this?
Not really. I thought you did a good job. You know, the only thing I could really say is, as long as there are notes, if it's okay, can you write down some notes about all the stuff that we were doing? Because I'm probably not going to remember on Saturday.
I will go over recording and I will get all the notes down.
All right, radical. Because I know I gotta still talk to Torin, and I still gotta go over the music notes, and then I gotta call that dude or go over to wherever he's at.
Yeah. My objectives for next session are Prison Break and more about Nikolai.
Fucking Prison Break.
Get the most pointless Prison Break ever. You're free to go. No.
I want to break out.
I want to leave on my own terms. Sure.
You're embodying your character extremely well. That's the only thing I can tell you,
Being
Steve.
an absolute fucking goblin. Thank you. Just licking the blood off the fucking floor. Just mwah.
Yeah.
It makes
Could not
sense.
be anything less than an absolute monster.
Since I have +5
Oh,
experience,
that's a very fair point. Yes. I was going to say, if anyone's bonds you think have changed, I don't think really any of them super have.
No, not really. Not yet.
the only bond I could think of that's maybe changed is What was his name? Abanas? Afanas. I guess technically now he's my boss, sort of? Or am I taking side work with him?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if you want to create a bond with an NPC, now you got to the end of this, you absolutely can. Like, Gregor, if you want to add an adversarial relationship with...
I'm scared. All I hear is loud yawning in the background.
I think that might be my partner. He's humping.
Oh, I thought that was Steve doing Gregorian chants. No pun intended.
Stop it. But no, like if Gregor wants to make like an adversarial relationship with Torin, if you want to change like the relationship, change the nature of your relationship with each other, it's all up to you.
Kramer and I have not worked together yet, so I don't think we have a proper relationship yet. But at the very least, there is something burgeoning there.
That's fair enough.
I put down under bonds Afanas, boss, ? And Agent Torin, caretaker. Does that sound good?
Well, I was going to say because there's categories. So if it's professional, it's probably comrade. Or if you want a teacher-student dynamic, like if he is the superior and you are the subordinate, you could have that as well.
I think for Afanas, since technically he hired me to do some side job thing with the music guy, I'll probably put down boss, if that's okay. Or is there an equivalent?
Well, like I said, I mean, if you're... I would say, yeah, put that on as boss, and I'll treat it like teacher-student.
Okay, that sounds good. I think... And then let me see what I could put my experience towards.
So you can, with 5 XP, pick a new move from your existing moves, add a brand new power or a brand new skill, or raise any of your stats by 1 up to a maximum of +3.
Let's see. I don't know if do I want to have a new move? Let me see. I'm trying to...
Don't feel like you've got to pick it straight away. You can come back to it later if you want.
Can I?
I might.
Can I use like 1 extra point to turn fake to +0?
You would need 5 XP.
Okay.
Sorry. Like you just rolled really well.
May I put it towards I have people for that, since I have Svetlana as an assistant, or would she not technically?
Yeah, no. I mean that basically is it. Like if you want to have Svetlana become like mechanically beneficial as an assistant, then 100% use that.
Yes, then I will do that.
Don't make a bond. You just want to mark I have people for that, because this is not a relationship. This is they are already your subordinate. You're using them for.
Okay, well then I'll put down right there. And then I will put it to experience 2 +0.
That's right.
All right.
Well, unless anyone else has got any leveling up to do, I think we're good for this evening.
All right.
Thank you very much for playing.
Good.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
And,
Thanks for DMing. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
hopefully this is good.
And you know what?
I will let you into a little secret and
good.
say that I basically wrote a bunch of shit, got to the end of it and went, that's escalating way too quickly. I need to make this a bit more of a grounded kind of thing, and then rewrote the entire thing again. So hopefully this feels more of a slow burn and not just a vroom, massive escalation.
That's all right. Yeah.
No worries. And you know what? I know you were saying earlier, hopefully it's good. It's good. Don't doubt yourself.
I need to get to bed. But yeah, I will catch you lovely people later.
All right, you beautiful fucker.
Bye.
I will see you later.